And that was part of it, a clean energy revolution. And so we are putting things in place to be able to ride this wave. $14 million for Youngstown State University and research. Before I got in office, there was not one federal earmark for research at Youngstown State University. That's living with your, if you think that you can go and create jobs without doing research and development and partnering with local businesses who are going to benefit from the research and the development and then the manufacturing and the commercialization of these products, if you don't understand that as a community, you're going to continue to get left behind. And we're not doing that now. And you see how this is all starting to kind of fall into place here with the research at the university, with what's going on with the chamber, international development, Port Authority, our incubator system that we have in Youngstown, and now a new green energy incubator that we're putting in downtown Warren. This is the future. And our Warren incubator, with a lot of help from the mayor of the city of Warren, is going to be tremendous. And it's going to be modeled after the Youngstown incubator. And then if we look at what's happened at the Youngstown incubator, with some federal money, we helped build it up. I think we've got maybe $1 million. The state came in. There was other federal grants that came in. 300 jobs at the Youngstown Business Incubator. Average wage, $58,000 a year. Now, if you want your kids and your grandkids to move back here, we need to have those kind of jobs exploding all over our community. And I will tell you that in the next couple of years, we will have thousands of technology jobs in downtown Youngstown. Thousands. Thousands of young people will be working. And like Kevin O'Brien said from Revere Data, it's $5 a square foot in Youngstown. It's $50 a square foot in San Francisco. I mean, I wasn't an economics major, but I know that works. Those are the kind of opportunities. And what he said to us, you know, it's kind of funny. He said, I didn't come here because of you. Well, that kind of hurt my feelings, but he said, the business model works. The business model works. They have high turnover of employees in India. It reminds me a lot of the old steel mills here, where if you had a job in a steel mill and you didn't like it and someone was paying a nickel more an hour across the street, you'd go across the street. Well, that's how it is in some of these communities in India for the technology workers. So they spend a lot of money training workers, and then in 3 or 6 months, they leave. And so he knows that when he comes here, he's going to get someone right out of Youngstown State University that is qualified and trained, working with the STEM college at Youngstown State, helping design what he wants the workers to look like, and they come and they stay, and they're on a track. If you're starting at $35,000 or $40,000 a year, coming out of Youngstown State at 23 years old, you're in the high cotton, man. That's pretty good. I started out at $18,000 a year, my first job. Some of you are a little older, probably was $5,000 or $6,000 a year, you know. But the bottom line is this guy, it says the business model works. And if there's all of this money that's going to be coming into green research, green development, green technologies, we need to be there, and we are there now. We send $1 billion a day out of this country to foreign countries that produce oil that don't like us all that much. And the one thing that struck me when I went to Copenhagen, meeting with other countries, they all said the same thing. We need to be energy independent. Nobody wants to be reliant on these countries for their energy supply. And that's why I say this thing is global. And when you sit down and you talk to Honeywell and Google and Home Depot and Walmart and Costco, all implementing big-time energy strategies to save energy and develop jobs in the United States, we need to be a part of what's going on there. So we started a Center for Material Science at Youngstown State. We started a Center for Fuel Storage at Youngstown State. We started a Center for Energy Efficiency and Sustainability at Youngstown State. We started a Defense Center of Excellence in Metrology at Youngstown State. All of these partnerships with local businesses. And so these businesses are now starting to grow on the cutting edge. And we're in the middle of a recession. The most severe recession since the Great Depression. But we are lining all of these pieces up. So when the economy comes, we are prepared and ready to ride the wave up. And this is already happening. It's happening with V&M. It's happening with Lordstown. For every auto job, there are 9 spin-off jobs in the most recent study. So when General Motors put on a second shift and added 1,000 people, that is a 9,000 person employment opportunity going throughout our valley. When V&M puts 350 workers in place, there's about a 5-to-1 spin-off. It's more like 1,500 to 2,000 jobs that are happening. Plus, you got people coming here now to visit the mill that are going to want to know what is going on in the Mahoning Valley. And we have all of this happening at the same time, moving forward, working together, cooperation. It's leading to job creation. It's leading to places like companies like V&M, French company saying, we put $650 million in that community. It's like General Motors saying, we want Lordstown to be the flagship North American facility for General Motors, right here in Lordstown. We have VXI, a Los Angeles company in downtown Youngstown. They use $350,000 in community development stimulus money. They have 500 employees down there now, and they're talking about expanding that right in the Farmore building in downtown. We've been able to get the community college now, located in downtown Warren, probably, hopefully, next to the incubator, so that the companies that are working in the incubator can tell the community college what they need their workers to be doing and training, so we're not training workers for jobs that don't even exist, which happens a lot. But they'll be working together. And Eastgate Community College is projected to increase by 8,000 students over the next 5 years. That means we're going to have hundreds, if not thousands, of students running around in downtown Warren. And it went from where we used to be to having thousands of people in downtown Warren. There are projects happening all over our community that we need to be proud of. Exol in the can manufacturer in Youngstown, another 400 jobs. Severstal calling their people back by March, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of workers. Their Coke plant, already up to 120 or 130 workers at Severstal. Amazing. Things are starting to turn, and we are actually, and as Mayor Williams said the other day, he said if we don't be careful, people are going to start thinking the Mahoning Valley's leading the country out of the recession. I laughed too, but then I thought about it. This kind of economic activity is not going on in other places around the country. We used to be on the other side. Remember in the 90s, we used to say, when GM was making the small car, and we used to say, boy, everyone else is making the SUV, and we're making the small car, and then it switched. It changed. Now, small cars are in, green cars are in, high mileage vehicles are in. 40 miles a gallon is what the Cruise is. So we're starting to move, and we're starting to catch some breaks. And that's what's happening as we begin to continue to ride this green revolution. And I was talking to Donnie Crane, who's here, and I just want to read you this list, because he was telling me, I said, you got to write this down. I got to share it with everybody. This is the building trades in our community. GM Metal Fab B Press Installation, 100 members are working. YSU School of Business, 150 building trade members working. YSU Trestle Indoor Athletic Facility will have 150 building trades working in the next few months. The blast furnace at Severstal will have 100 members working and 100 members supporting. Patriot Steel in North Jackson, 100 building trade members working out there. V&M Star, 400 to 500 building trades workers working in this community.